John Ochapinti here.
It's AL.
NEPA Scene's own Carson Daly.
Bilkowski. Yeah, Bilkowski.
Yeah. And tonight, we're here with AL Filkulski. Got that?
Yes.
Nailed it.
What's going on, man? It's been a while.
Yeah.
Hey, hello. Welcome to the Beyond the Break podcast. I am your host, Dale Fulkovsky, and our co-host is not here. That's Johnny, and he said, sorry, going to be a few minutes late. I'll explain the whole kerfunkel. So if anybody can tell me what a kerfunkel is, I'd appreciate that. Today's show, I'm excited to say that we've got Lazy E from 97.9 that we're going to be chatting with. Aside from 97.9, he did a short stint as production director for the national syndicated morning show Kid Critic in the Morning. He does a podcast on the side also called A Freak Accident. As far as 97.9 goes, he's been there since 2004. He's the voice of the Valley's rock radio station during the weekday afternoons and hosts a locals only segment on Sundays, which plays original music from local artists. So I'm excited to have him. It's really weird not having Johnny here. I gotta say that it's like I'm talking to myself. Okay. So we'll just cut right to it. Oh, hey, John Fry.
Hi.
Hey, buddy.
Hey, you could talk to me, pal.
Hey.
Isn't it hard to talk to yourself on mic?
It's weird. It's weird.
Sucks, dude.
I don't like
it. Sucks,
it.
Especially when no one's watching. Trust me, that's when it's real hard.
Yeah.
You're just like, what is my life?
But yeah, so as always, we show a music video or a video of music, one form of another or another. And this time we're going to show you, it's a 2-part series. The first part we're going to show you here in a sec, and we're going to close the entire show with the second part. This is a band called Novus Folium from Denver. They hired me to do 2 music videos for them. They both tell a story and they run right into each other. So without further ado,
Excuse me. Is the seat taken?
No, have a seat.
Thank you. So, what are you drinking this evening?
Dirty martini.
Hey, Carl, can I get a whiskey and Coke and dirty martini for the lady, please?
You got it.
Thank you, sir. So, are you from around here? What's the deal?
No, I just moved here from out of town.
And how do you like Denver so far?
I haven't really gotten out a lot. I don't know anyone here yet.
Well, could show you around. If you don't mind, that is.
Sure. When?
How about right now?
Yeah, that sounds great, actually.
Well, here to a night of fun and adventure headed our way.
Cheers.
Cheers.
So, where are we going?
You know what? I think I've got just the place. Follow me.
Every single step I take, I'm running right into the face of my heartbeat. By the weight of the choices I make, knowing damn well that the fact is that history repeats. I will trust you before I realize that it's too late. You're such a lady. When you tear me open to sever the dream, and then it comes again. And now
Was there a little foreshadowing there at the end? Stick around till the end of the show to find out. Lazy E, how are you, man?
Doing good. Voice is a little hoarse because was at the Cincinnati Bengals game this past Sunday and screaming my head off.
Nice, nice. So you just get back into town then, or?
I got back into town on Monday, but it won't come back. And then talking for a living doesn't help that.
Yeah, well, yeah. So I went to Encore Studios, had a little karaoke Christmas party thing, and I got drunk and I sang so loud that I'm still
And I sang.
and I
And I sang and I
I
sang.
sang my heart out. And I'm still recovering my voice from that. But yeah, speaking of voice, man, you do a lot of voice stuff. You tell me about what's it like to work at a radio station?
It's really cool because like I always have to take a step back because it could kind of like become normal. And I have to remind myself, dude, you're on the radio. That's pretty cool. And it all happened because of an accident, really. I was at LCCC and I was in marketing. And this one kid said, do you want to help out at the radio station? Just do a show real quick. The day I did that, I switched my major because I loved it so much. And I interned at 97.9X and
Wow.
never left.
That's 2004, right?
Yep.
It's yeah, that's a long time. So what's in your future with the radio station, and what do we have to look forward to?
You were always trying to do something cool. What that is, sometimes we don't know until we actually like say it.
Right.
It's really weird how that works out. Like it's a stream of consciousness, really, and it involves a lot of people just thinking with each other, not just individuals.
Right. Yeah, no, it definitely takes a team, and it's the same thing here. So are you like NEPA native? Are you from here?
Yeah. I was I moved here when I was like 4 or 5 years old, and I live in Mountaintop where I was basically grew up my entire life. So I pretty much have been here most of my life.
Right. So people, obviously a majority of people that know you from 97.9. Is there, are there other things that people might not know you do?
Well, I do all the commercials. That I'm the head of the commercial department at our work, and it's funny because they won't know that I'm doing like random stuff like the A&A Auto commercials. It's like because I amp it up just a little bit more where it doesn't sound like me.
Oh wow. Okay. So that's your voice actually doing that.
Yeah.
Wow, that's okay. So you write the commercials as well, work with the customers, figure out, and you got to get that timing right,
Oh,
so,
yeah.
Yeah. Wow, I didn't know you do that. And then you've also got your podcast.
Yeah, Freak Accident. That I do with a guy who used to work at 97.9X, Crisco, and Kara, our promotions girl's in there, and another girl who just fit the mold, Mickey. And we do that every week. Every Wednesday we do it. We bring it out on Thursdays, and it's just it's a passion project, really.
What's the topic? Like, what's it about?
The topic is anything. We basically are like a morning show on the internet.
Okay. All right. That's cool. So it's just like, do you have guests on, or is it just like just you guys?
We have had guests on, but mainly it's just us talking about what's going on.
Right on.
What's that called again?
A Freak Accident.
Freak Accident? Okay.
Hey, Johnny, welcome to the show. Nice having you.
Sorry, whole thing. Wow, let the chest breathe some more.
I fully support it.
I
fully support that.
So
let it out.
Oh man,
I'm wearing a tank top.
Oh man. Okay, so we just went from PG to like
P-
97.9.
Johnny,
Immediate
what's a
sex.
kerfunkle? Explain
What's
what a
that?
kerfunkle is.
Oh my god. So I told you about that car I'm getting switching. with
Yes,
my
yes.
aunt,
You're
the
getting
old BMW.
yeah.
I went to her house with my dad, moved everything over, getting ready to leave. And she's just one of those aunts, like crazy, your crazy Aunt Sharon. Just like, I did a conspiracy
The one that lets
podcast.
you smoke cigarettes when you're like 14.
You literally just smoked a cig with her.
Gotcha.
I did the one time in my sister's playhouse. I convinced her to do a podcast with me. PG to Johnny rated.
Right.
Kyle just commented
off the scale.
But then I told her I would smoke her up, but it was CBD. I still have the video. I'm pretty sure she was like, oh, "This is the highest I've ever been."
Oh my god! You know what that reminds me of? Do you remember when Adam Sandler did those cassette tapes at Lazy E? Do you remember those?
Yeah.
And there was one where he was like, he gave like beer to somebody, and the dude's like, "Oh, I'm so drunk. I've never been this drunk." He's like, "Well, actually, the beer I just gave you is NA beer, And he's like, "Here, just smoke some of this." And he's like, "Oh man, I've never been so high in my life." And Adam Sandler's like, "Well, that weed that I just sold you there that you smoked, that's actually pencil shavings, And it just goes on like that, and it's just, so that kind of reminded me of that.
So I'm just picturing you saying you're smoking at the age of 14. I'm picturing you going out to the backyard, smoking a cigarette, and then just going, "Well, let's see, who is my wrestling figure is going to beat today? I think Triple H is going to beat out Mankind, and let's get this going."
That would be so cool. That would be awesome. I would still do it.
It was more like Super Smash Brothers. Am I going to beat it? Fuck. Or like, am I going to jerk? No, I'm not going to say it.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Nice. Beef jerky. I was going to say, am I going to make
what
beef
jerky are you going to eat? Right.
But anyway, she, of course, didn't register the car right before I was leaving. So we had to figure that out.
Ah, gotcha.
I just switched over my.
So you got new wheels now? Yeah.
Got some new old wheels.
Wheels. New to you.
New to me. She wasn't driving it. It was just parked there.
Right. Well, hey,
she's gonna take my Papa Sal's old car, this Sable.
So
that's our update on Johnny's car situation.
I went back 3 years, and it the alarm goes off every second. But I'd rather build this car up than the other one.
Right.
It's a little nicer inside,
Right. So yeah. Anyway, getting back to thanks, Johnny. I appreciate that. That was the Johnny update. Now back to your regularly scheduled program with Lazy E. Hey, buddy, how are you? Welcome.
What's up, Lazy E?
So do you play any music? Are you a musician of any sort?
Oh no, I'm the one. Those who can't DJ.
Oh.
My brother, on the other hand, he was in a multitude of bands. He got all the talent. He got the height. He got the metabolism. It's crazy. It's actually terrible. He did merchandise for Title Fight and stuff like that. He traveled with them, played in some opening acts for them, and then filled in, I think, a couple times for them. But he got all the talent. I just introduced the people who have the talent.
Hey, need both. And that still takes talent too.
Well, speaking of talent, if you're a local artist and wanted to get your music played on your Sunday nights local only, how would they go about doing that? And what what restrictions? Obviously there's no cursing and things like that, right?
That's basically it. No cursing. We want to kind of leave it in the rock world. But you just go to 979x.com, search locals only, and it's that simple.
I got you. So it's just you upload your MP3 or WAV file from right there and do that. Yeah.
You email it right to me.
Okay, that's cool. That's cool. And do you do you basically play, as long as it's you know, in the right format, um as long as it's decently produced, you usually play it.
Yeah. I mean, if it's good, I mean, it's hard to say what's good because everybody has a different taste. So that's why I let pretty much anything, as long as it's not riddled with curses and I can't edit it all out, and that it's it's produced well and it's well thought out, we're gonna play it.
Now, would it be beneficial for them to already have those curse words edited before sending them in?
For me to save my sanity, yeah.
Right. Yeah, I'm serious. Yeah, audio editing, especially if you don't have, the vocals separated from the music, it's you got to basically take the whole thing and either cut it out or flip it, right?
Yep.
Like reverse it. So yeah, that's kind of annoying. Yeah. So I mean, me, if I was to send something in, I would personally, and this goes out to other bands out there, if you have access to the individual tracks, just take your vocal track and either dip or reverse or just throw in a different word, and then rebounce and remaster that out. So this way, when it's getting played, the actual music doesn't have to be manipulated. So right. So yeah, that's cool. Which you go out to like local shows at all, or?
I try to as much as possible. I haven't been able to a lot just because of work and doing other stuff. But I think the last one I was at was the last one Another Day Dawns had in Lehighton.
Okay.
So that was a really good show. It was their last one they did before they signed to a record label, which was another cool thing about Locals Only. Seeing these bands grow and actually get picked up. Another Day Dawns was one of those bands. They got found. They were
Shout
founded.
out John Phillips, dude. John Phillips, I think, is their manager. Another
Yes.
Day Dawns. Yeah.
Oh, wow.
John Phillips, that's his like golden goose. Another Day. He loves those guys.
Oh yeah, and they're the cool thing about them. They got signed. They're working on an album. Should be out this year. And the best thing about them, they didn't let fame get to them. They are the same people. They are cool as hell.
They played on our stage, AL, at work.
Yeah.
Yeah. They did an acoustic set on our stage for something. I don't know what.
I missed
okay.
That.
Bye.
So with Locals Only, is that like your baby, like you who came up with the concept and was like, let's do this?
It came up and we had a different host like one time. Then he left. It went away. Then someone else took it over. It went away. So then I just said, listen, this has to be consistent. And I took it under my wing, and basically from start to finish, to messaging the bands, to put it on social media, it's all me.
Right. So that's so you're more than a host. You're producing as well, at the in this at this point. Wow. So what was it that inspired you to be like, well, that's it, I'm just going to do this now, as far as the Locals Only?
To be totally honest, it was our boss Duffy. He asked me if I wanted to take it over, and I thought this is really awesome because we were the first station, 97.9, to play Breaking Benjamin, and we were the first ones to play Motionless in White, and these are the types of the moments that you want to find. You want to find these people that aren't getting the airplay that they should, and get them on the air, because really there's not many places doing that.
Right. Yeah, no, absolutely. Yeah, it's really tough to get on the air. So I think Locals Only is awesome. I enjoy it very much. I like to see some of the bands that we've worked with, throughout the last year and a half. We see them on there, and it's always cool to be like, hey, I know those guys. So are there any artists you remember playing that have since gotten national attention, aside from the two that, Breaking Ben and Motionless, aside from those two?
Well, Another Day Dawns, like I mentioned, is the big one right now. That's front of mind just because they're in the middle of it. They just got signed. They're making their record with their record label. Seeing it go down like that and seeing them grow, like literally from our studio to now, they were writing in LA, they were writing with big name writers. To see that happen, that is really awesome.
Yeah. What kind of advice would you have for bands starting out, or bands that are, they may just kind of feel stuck, they've been doing everything that they possibly know of doing, but there may be something that they just haven't thought of?
Like I said, I'm not a musician, so I don't know if I could really talk on this, but I think making the sound interesting. Now, interesting doesn't mean go crazy and like something that doesn't sound like something that has been played on the radio. But what I mean is like put some layers to the music. Don't just be the 4 chords and just a simple boom, 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 boom behind it. Make it interesting. Make me look at it and go, wow, I haven't heard that before.
Right. Yeah. Johnny, you're awfully quiet.
I actually have a John Fry producer question right now.
Okay.
Do you think the radio industry...
I can't believe you're supposed to take credit for these, Johnny. That's my job.
I think we should just do that as a segment, the John Fry producer question of the day.
Thank you, John. I appreciate it.
So, or I could hide them, but do you think the radio industry needs to focus more on the local scene or the national? And in the future, what can the radio do to stay relevant?
Well, here's the thing. I think the local element should be on most radio stations. Now, do I think we shouldn't just play local bands? And the reason for that is you got to look at it as we're trying to catch a bunch of fish. Do you want to go in with a small net that only a few people know, or do you want to go in with a large net where Metallica is a large net that gains a lot of those fish?
Can I respond? I think like, but I agree with you because like, trust me, I worked in the corporate world where they're just like, we need fast, like be able to catch that big net of fish. But it's like, I feel like radio, where like in the 80s and the 70s, when the radio was like respected and all that, like in the music industry, that's when they focus more on the little guy kind of stuff. But has like the industry just grown to the point where that's just not feasible anymore? Or do you think?
I don't know. Like, I mean, the reason why we view that they don't look at the little guy is because by time they hit the radio, they're the big guy then.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like there's a lot of artists that we play that I don't think get a lot of credit. Highly Suspect's one of them. I think they're still a small fish that, they're a small net still. But we play them because it's an awesome band. Seeing bands like that, grow in locals only is why we put that show on there.
Yeah. Well, I think that's what I love most about locals. Like you're one of the only people around here that does that kind of stuff, especially for the radio, where it's just like you're dealing with laws and blah, 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 and censoring and all that stuff. It's just like, man, if there was just one good Howard Stern out there again right now, radio could legit be back. Like everyone forgets it's free and in their car. Like it's not a podcast. You should just be able to turn on the radio and something good is there. But it's like, I always wonder if it's just like, has America just made that like just irrelevant anymore? Or was it the music industry? Was it the radio people? Was it commercial? I always wonder that kind of shit.
Well, I think the reason why in the 80s a lot of smaller people got played was because a lot of record deals were dealt with cocaine and hookers.
I love that though.
I miss the golden age of radio.
Yeah, remember? I mean,
when people made a lot of money and they did coke to get albums.
Yeah, I
miss that.
So that's more.
I'm not old enough.
Yeah. So that's more or less my cry to you to bring cocaine back into the radio. No,
I'll try.
No, like that's really
just
go ahead, John.
operation system that we use now with cars is the biggest, probably, right? Like,
I don't think that.
Most cars have like a Bluetooth setting, or you can connect it even to a cassette, like, and play from your
Bro,
phone.
but that's the same reason people still have cable. Like, everyone wants this thing that you could turn on and just turn stations, and there's something different. And like,
yeah,
I don't know, there's some element of that. Like, there's not everybody with only streaming anymore. There's still cable, which the radio is. It's cable. Granted, you pay for cable, but blah blah blah. But it's like, back in the day, people used to be able to just tune into fucking Howard Stern, and nowadays people have to pay a subscription price for that. And that's kind of like, what made it? Like, now everybody could just put their shit behind a paywall, really.
Well, I think also what's still good about radio is you can put in a Bluetooth, you can put on Pandora, but that's all the stuff that you like.
Yeah, exactly.
Where are you going to find something new?
Yes. Perfect. It's like, you can go watch your on-demand shows, or you could throw on the TV and see what's on, like TBS or whatever, So it's like, that's how I always looked at the radio. It's just like, why did it's the weirdest thing that the radio just became this corporate, like, whereas like we were lucky. We had like growing up, we had your radio station that did like, and 97.9X that does things like locals only and shit like that around here. But like, dude, everywhere you go in like middle America, it's just these like bits that like people have written for across the country, and the same people are doing these call-in bits that are literally scripted, and it's just like, what are you guys doing, man? How do people buy these commercials? Like, how? And then I realized they don't.
It is funny when you see people do these bits like War of the Roses. If you ever hear a radio station doing that, it's fake.
Dude, it's
if you ever hear a radio show do that, it's not real.
Dude,
I don't do that. I like my show when I do song execution, I literally take the people's votes and their song goes on if they vote for it.
Yeah.
I don't try to make it as real as possible. Everything that happened in my life has been on the air since 18 years ago.
I love that. See, I'm like that way. Like nowadays, like everything I do is now on camera. And when I'm 100, I could go back and literally watch it on Twitch, which I love. But like that, dude, I love that about my life now. It's like, that's kind of what keeps people fucking honest. And like, you see in their eyes if they're here still and love the thing they're doing, So like, I don't know. It's just that's like what, and you get the truth out of people when they're talking to a microphone, dude, every day, So I don't know. The radio industry and me, I'm just on a hardcore old Howard Stern like dive right now, and I'm just like, the radio was so big then, so big, and it's just nowadays it's just like every city just has their cookie cutter stations, and they're all owned by Cumulus or Intercom. It's like, okay, that's what it is, but. Yeah. At least you do locals. Thanks, buddy. That's all. Johnny, good question, buddy.
Yeah, great question, Johnny. Yeah, so I'm gonna play a video for you. And it's from one of our old contestant interviews. I just want to kind of get your thoughts behind this. So
a lot of country artists will like their labels will run their lyrics through machine learning programs and have them maximize the word usage so that the lyrics come out appealing to the audience or the target market that the label wants to cater to. And that kind of thing is
that is like the anti-hero music right
especially
there.
Especially with what we do.
Yeah. So did you know they did that?
I had no idea they did that.
That's insane. And he's just talking about country. I'm sure, now they've got like chat AI and all of these AI programs. There was not too long ago, there was a whole, AI art thing that everybody was posting. Thank God that died down. But yeah, like what's your thought about all that?
That kind of stuff scares me because that's like Skynet stuff. That's Terminator stuff happening right here. We have it's somewhat similar in radio. There's a program that they have that at a trade show, I think it was 2 years ago, they had a voice of someone who is dead, and they just had about 30 seconds of that person's voice. They typed something in, and it said it as if it was that person.
Wow.
Oh man, I'm
Oh
going.
yeah,
Wow,
did they
that's
have
weird.
like hologram, like Tupac or somebody that
Mhm.
was like all yeah. So I mean, like, yeah, that's insane to me. Aside from what you're saying about taking over our lives and using us as batteries, um, after nuclear war. Anyway, I love Terminator, and I also love the Matrix, and I believe they're in the same universe. Anyway,
Whoa.
yeah, think about that one.
I have
Same
I
story.
think my friend just gave me what is it, a trilogy?
Which one?
Or is it two? The Matrix.
The Matrix? Isn't there like 4 or 5 of them? There's like a
Four or
bunch.
something.
First, there was originally 3. Second of all, did you just ask what a trilogy was, or were you asking if the Matrix?
No, I was
was
wondering if it was a two.
Oh my god! Okay, there was 3 of them originally, and then they
What
just
is
made
wait?
a
So what's a
4th.
fourth one though? Just a series or quadrilogy?
No one's asked that question yet, Jenny.
No one's
No,
asked.
they have like an
Oh my
animated
God.
one or like a weird.
Yeah, I
animated
saw that.
one,
I didn't know
too.
what the fuck. It was like Andy Tricks. I was like, what is this?
Right. But yeah, aside from all that, to me, it like, what's original and what's not, and does it matter to the person that's listening?
It's funny. Like originality, it's a kind of a double-edged sword. You'll hear somebody get original, but then people pick up on that, and then all of a sudden that original sound becomes the sound. And
Right.
everybody does that. I mean, that happened with Green Day back in the day. That happened with Breaking Benjamin. They made a sound and everybody went to that sound.
Mm-hmm.
You saw 3 Days Grace go right to that sound. So it's kind of one of those ebbs and flows. You'll get something interesting, and then all of a sudden everybody sounds like it.
Yeah. There's a band from Denver called the Potato Pirates, and they're actually going to be playing in Camp Pennsylvania this year. So looking forward to that. I haven't seen them in a long time, but they have this one song, and the lyrics go, "No one is original. Everything's been done. Loosen up, have a little fun." And it's I hate to say it, but everything has been done, has it?
Toughest question ever.
That's a little bit tough to say everything's been done, because the only thing we know is everything. So that's out of the spectrum of everything if it's new, if that makes sense to you.
Yeah, there's a saying or like a chart where it's like, well, this is what you know, this is what you know that you don't know, and then infinitely this is what you don't know So
Mhm.
it kind of speaks the same to music. There's always like every few years, there's something new that changes everything. Something gets popular that just changes the sound for anybody, especially in new musicians, like teenagers, right? Like 15, 16, jamming out. Now they want, so this sound, this new sound, we end up hearing it over and over again for several years until the next wave comes, and makes you wonder what's going to be the next sound, what's going to be the next thing, and it's hard to tell.
I mean, I if I could figure that out, I'd be a millionaire. But it seems like it's weird. I don't know if it's just something I'm feeling, or it's actually happening. It seems like metal's kind of making a comeback. If you heard the latest Metallica song, we just posted on the 97.9X Facebook page from their next album, they're starting to get a little bit more like, I don't even know, like a old Pantera sound to them.
Oh, really? Okay. So you're saying
Yeah.
like old metal's coming back.
Yeah, I really think it is. And there's certain bands showing that a little bit, that maybe that's where the next wave comes in.
Interesting. Yeah, because I grew up and like listen to music heavily, or started listening to music during that grunge era, so Nirvana, Alice in Chains, Stone Temple Pilots, Pearl Jam, Smashing Pumpkins, all of those. And that seems to be coming back as well, is what I'm seeing, but with like a twist. It comes back with
a little more depth than, like I said, depth to music. They're adding depth to grunge.
Right. And I dig it, man, because it's like a little nostalgic at times, and then at times it's like, ooh, wow, that's a cool mix. So, but yeah, so when are you going out to see a show? When's your next one? You have anything?
Do you know what? I'm not sure right now.
Yeah.
I just have to. It's funny. I go to shows when they pop up when I'm doing locals only. I do prep for the show, and then all of a sudden I'll see, oh, this show's happening XYZ on this date. Let's go for it. Usually on the weekends are my best chance at catching them, just because I'm old and I fall asleep too early.
Suicide Puppet. Suicide Puppets actually played here not long ago, and they're awesome. They're from Harrisburg. They're badass.
They're very good.
So here's a few shows that you can put on your schedule. So we've got Saturday, August 5th. Then we've got August 26th, and the finale of season 4 of The Big Break is on September 16th. And they're all going to be at the Keystone Stage in Oliphant, all ages. So yeah,
he's a great person for a judge in upcoming seasons to have him. Keep that in the old brain bucket.
I love judging people.
See, I told you. Me too, dude.
You're talking about a guy who had little background why I'm called Lazy E. When I started at the radio station, I had a wicked lazy eye. I was judged enough. So I love judging now.
Nice.
I've been called Lazy E also, but for a different reason.
Oh.
I judged last year's season, and I used a star and moon system just so none of the other judges could cheat off me and everything. It was the greatest. I had so much fun judging. Yeah.
Did you forget what the star and moons meant, and then it all went
at the end of it? At the end of it, I just said who I liked the most.
Nice.
Well, at least it wasn't. Josh Balls. He
Josh Balls
too,
was with
and,
me.
And he just drew penises all over.
Yeah, the tablecloth, everything. That's basically all we did the whole time. Yeah.
I'm like, I got to give these to the bands. Here you go. But anyway, so yeah, so those are the shows that are going to be for the season 4 contest. Speaking of shows, though, if you go out there, you, Lazy E, Johnny, anyone listening, if you want to go out there and support the scene in the next 7 days, here's what's coming.
Hi, it's Robin with this week's original shows in northeastern Pennsylvania. On Friday the 20th at Three Guys in Edwardsville, Gracie Sinclair. At Benny Brewing in Wilkes-Barre, Dustin Douglas. At the Woodlands in Wilkes-Barre, Easy Boys. At Classics in Scranton, Channel 65. At Breaker Brewing Outpost in Archbald, Jay Luke. At McGrath's Pub in Dalton, Ken Norton. On Saturday the 21st at the Keystone Stage in Oliphant, Gus the Savage and 5 other artists and bands. At Three Guys in Edwardsville, Tori V. At Three Guys in Mountaintop, Anthony Picataggio. At Classics in Scranton, Uppercut. If you want your show featured on the next episode, go to thebigbreak.org/podcast and click the Submit Your Show button.
All right. Great job, Robin, as always. So dude, we've been talking about work this whole time, man. Tell me about you, dude. Like, tell us about you. Who are you?
Oh, geez, that's a loaded question.
Who are you?
Jackass has been said a lot. I love dad jokes. I don't know if you guys are into dad jokes.
Oh, I love dad
That's
jokes.
your first introduction line for yourself, and that just made me love you so much. Oh,
like what I love saying is, how do you know chickens are funny?
How?
Because
That's
I love
that's
it.
the best one right there.
I love it. That's it. That wins the internet for me.
That's what I try to do. I try to win the internet. Other than that, like something that's people don't know about me. I mean, people have found out after on the air because I share, like I said, everything. I've had 11 brain surgeries.
Oh shit.
Yeah, I have hydrocephalus, so water doesn't drain from my brain right. So there's like I don't know if you can see it on the camera, but there's a big scar right here. They have to put a tube in, and it goes all the way down through my stomach. Yeah, and it's broke a couple times.
Oh man,
Damn.
moshing too hard, huh? In the pit, standing fit.
Nah, it's just me getting fat and tall.
It's just, there are more injuries of people just getting out of bed in the morning than there
Starting
are.
to become more and more like that for me.
Yeah. Oh, it sucks, doesn't it? It sucks.
Yeah.
Johnny doesn't know anything about that. Johnny's a Y guy.
Right to the Y in the morning. Actually, I haven't been because I've been in the new apartment. I just haven't been going. I got to get going.
That's how it starts.
No, tomorrow I'm going at 5:30. I play basketball on Fridays there with my Y guys.
Yeah.
They've been playing for like 30, 40 years.
How's your new apartment?
It's awesome. It's a little the living room.
I can hear the reverb. It's a little empty in there, huh?
Yeah, I like it.
Yeah,
I like it.
Yeah, well, Johnny has no furniture. That's why.
There's furniture. There's a stage in here.
Is that your bed? Oh,
Johnny,
wait,
that looks like a box. That's not a stage.
Wait, what is that?
Does that have a Batman sign on it?
It has all my childhood T-shirts on it. She glued it, and then the Dark Knight.
Oh, it does have the Batman sign. It's not a stage.
Wow.
She used
square.
Yes, it is. It's
That's a
technically
beautiful
stage.
apartment, though, Johnny. Congrats.
Thank you.
That is a cool apartment.
My room is destroyed right now because I'm getting my wardrobe together.
Right.
Gonna have to. I'm gonna keep the big break suit in the closet at least.
Yeah.
Even if I don't wear it all the time, Maybe I'll go out with it. Maybe it's a good conversation starter. Sir,
Yeah.
why do you look like you own a chocolate factory?
He's right, though.
Yeah.
He's right.
What did I say at the V spot? I said I look like Willy Wonka if I owned like an edible chocolate, like
Right.
a weed chocolate factory.
In Denver.
Yeah. Denver's new weed guy or Wonka guy. I have a question.
Brian, go ahead.
For like local, what? I'm just looking at for like local musicians, like how can they be heard easier? Like maybe outside, especially Scranton, because you're doing the locals only, but like some other city, what would they do? Like how do they get their name out there?
I mean, really, it seems like such a simple answer. It seems like I'm just regurgitating. I'm just spitting out stuff that people have already said. Shut up! I talk for a living. I know. It seems like really you want to get on social media. You want to hit that hard. You want to take out ads on social media. Hit up every platform you possibly can.
That's smart. Who would be like your favorite local artists?
Oh, geez, that's hard. It's like
and,
picking
right
between
now.
two children. It's like Sophie's choice. I would cut the baby in half. Is that the right answer?
Yes.
Okay,
I stepped on a
but
baby in my
seriously,
dreams last night.
there's so many of them, but one guy that I think is being so overlooked, and this band's being overlooked, and should be big just because they're killers. The Holtzman Effect.
Yep, they're really good.
Yeah,
My God, the guy's voice is like Chris Cornell reincarnated.
Yeah, they bring it.
Yep.
He's got the big beard, right?
Yes.
Is it Tyler Zeiss?
Yes, it is.
Yeah. I've met him a few times. He's a good guy too. So
very good guy.
Maybe, I mean, he might have kids, maybe if he, but like that right there is like, how do you make that next jump? Like, do you got to go on a tour? I feel like touring is kind of needed, right? Like a nationwide, maybe like then
absolutely.
Boom,
you need to And especially you want to attach yourself to a band that's bigger than you. You want to headline stuff, but do you want to headline stuff and just get the amount that you're going to get for headlining a show? Or would you rather take second fiddle and grab those new people?
I think that you have to be selfless and like a little, tone down the ego to become the mega. You have to be giving and be like, all right, let me be the opening. Let me be the second, right? Then you could, like you said, jump to the headline.
I think a lot of bands don't go outside of the local area, period. And what I mean by that is, drive 3-4 hours away and play a show there. That's what successful bands do. You can't play to the same audience all the time because then, they start. If you play a show in NEPA every Friday, eventually people are going to say, oh, I'll just catch them next Friday. I'll just catch them next Friday. And it just keeps going like that. But if you go out and play away for like 2-3 months, don't play a show here locally for 2-3 months, play away. And then when you come back and you play a local show, it can be like, hey, it's our first show back in, this quarter or whatever this year. And chances are you're going to get more people to come to your show for that show. So
I've had a couple good ideas for bands, and I don't know when someone's going to finally take them. One, do a cover of Turning Japanese. No one has done that yet, and it needs to be done. Second of all, make your CD called The Greatest Hits. What CDs sell the most? Greatest Hits albums. It doesn't matter if it's brand new. Third of all,
if it's your first album,
your first tour should be called Final Tour. Everybody goes to the final tour.
Oh my god! Yeah, no, that meme where it just shows the brain just getting more and more advanced. that's what just
leveled
occurred.
up.
Oh my god! I love the trollness of all of those.
Yeah.
I love that. I love
like
that.
Reverse psychology 101. Right?
Playing I think I'm turning Japanese is risky these days though, because like bands will be like, I'm gonna get canceled for saying, but it's like you can't. It's music, right? You can't be canceled.
Well, that
you can't do that or something. I could have sworn somebody did that.
Turning Japanese is not about turning Do you know the actual meaning of that song?
No.
It's about masturbating.
Oh, really?
Yeah, because your eyes get squinty and.
Oh, so actually the implication is kind of worse.
Yeah.
Okay. So now we know what we're
they
talking
might be
about,
like, we're either going to get canceled or everyone thinks we're going to be jerking off.
Yeah. No, it's not about that. It's about jerking off and looking that way.
Yeah.
The stereotypical way of, No, I like that. I love those.
That's also racist as fuck.
Yeah, that's what I mean. The implication is, I don't know which one you want to go with there, but I love the suggestions though.
Yeah.
The final tour might be one of the greatest ideas I've ever heard for a band going.
Another one is I like that one because I mean, if it's your first album, you ain't lying.
Yeah. Another one
your greatest hits.
Another one is, and I say this every show, but notice we've stuck together and bands. It's called sticking together and being a band for longer than fucking 6 months and making something new. The whole world knows you all have mental issues. Like, just deal with your mental issues together.
You gotta follow the rules of the MTV made boy band Together. You plus me equals us.
Damn. You are wise wisdom words right there.
Yeah.
So yeah.
We should start a man band.
Remember what was it, the Man Show or the Cave? Yeah. The Man Show? Is that what it was called?
That's a little harder than playing. I think I'm turning Japanese to try to get the Man Show back, where they had girls jump on trampolines for their credits.
That was the best.
It was great. It was great.
Johnny, were you even old enough to watch that at the time?
His dad definitely had.
It was just like in my frontal lobe memory or whatever memory where I could see Buzzy like girls like this.
Yeah, you nailed it.
Oh my lord. Hey, Lazy, if do you have any merch out there that you I don't know. If I want to
Well,
wear a Lazy E shirt, where would
we
I go?
we have one over on my podcast one. It's a freakaccent.com. You click shop. We have a freak accent t-shirt. Then we have one that it came from me because whenever I did a German accent, I would always go, Sha, yeah, we're going to do this. So it says Sha, I speak German or something.
Yes. That's a great shirt.
Nice.
That's a great shirt.
So are you like you have like a third party that you do this through, or?
No, we have our own website. We have our own hosting. So we just do that for fun.
Yeah, no. The shirts though, the shirts.
The shirts. What we do is we do it through Teespring.
Teespring. Yeah, we don't talk about Teespring here. We only talk
about Teespring.
Yeah, we only talk about merch.
Teespring's a great service. Basically,
what's
stole
Teespring?
Their whole idea.
So anyway, I just wanted to throw out there, we've got merchbooth.com if you're looking to support local and get your shirts done locally. You set it up with us on the website with merchbooth.com. You pay nothing up front. People buy your shirts, you get your commission off of it. Pretty easy. So
it's basically Teespring, but the printing shop is in Wilkes-Barre. I'll put it that way. It's Axelrad.
Oh, that's actually better.
And if you need anything, you just talk to like us.
Right.
Like there's five of us at the company, and
three of us are here.
Now. So yeah, and we're at the accelerator. We used to be special guest, and now we're merch booth. And so we started this website. So like bands could sign up, basically have a free on-demand store, or there's a premium package where they get more designs. But it's only $20 a month, dude. Right. It's less than Netflix. I just tell everybody, dude, we give them a whole Google Drive full of marketing shit. So like models wearing the shirts, fucking mock-ups, logos, no backgrounds. We give them a custom design. We give them a bunch of cool stuff. So I would just listen. Teespring, I use Teespring for years, but like, dude, we're in Wilkes-Barre. If you want to sign up, it's fucking. If you need anything, you just call us.
Right. Like it's premium package is what they used to call me in high school.
Ooh, Teddy, let's go.
My main equation alarm is going off. Freaking
yeah, that was before box subscriptions and streaming too. So you knew you were a rare piece.
Oof. Oh yeah.
Oof, gotcha.
Maybe your brother didn't get all the hype.
Yeah, fuck your brother too.
No,
that guy's a dick.
No, you know how they say Italian stallions? Well, I have a Polish pony.
Wait, where's my womp womp? Wait, here we go.
Yeah, that's me in the bedroom.
Oh boy. Lazy E, man, do you have any plugs you want to throw out there before we wrap things up?
Well, there's a big thing tomorrow morning at 8 at 97.9X. We're going to make a big concert announcement that's happening that you do not want to miss about. Plus locals only. Come on, man. You want to get your music on the show? You want to get the radio exposure that you've been arguing we don't do. You have a chance to do it. Just go to 979x.com and search locals only.
Dude, you could tell he made a strip club commercial for me once. It was full lawless. It was so good. The Pleasure Dome.
That's right.
He made the Pleasure Dome one.
Yeah.
Have your bachelor party at the Pleasure Dome.
The Pleasure Dome.
The Pleasure Dome.
The funniest, I'll give you this little anecdote real quick. This one sales guy who used to work with Matt, he goes to me and goes, "Can you talk like a dog?" And I looked at him with the most serious face and go, "Matt, dogs don't talk."
fam, got you, fam. I got you. Let me do this real quick. All right.
Well, Lazy E, thank you very much for coming on this show. Appreciate having you here. We'll definitely listen in tomorrow. And, to close off today, part 2 of the Novus Folium series.
Part 2. Peace.
Part 2.
You know what time it is? It's not that late.
It's 11:40.
Well, I'm here now.
Yeah, you were supposed to be here 40 minutes ago.
I'm sorry, I got caught up.
How do you always get caught up somewhere, sometime, doing something?
What do you want from me?
I want you to be here when you say you will.
All right, I'll try better next time.
No, that's not good enough. You always say that.
Seriously, it's not that big of a deal.
You do this every time.
Do what every time? You're so overdramatic.
Overdramatic? You have not seen me overdramatic.
Can we just talk about this?
No, we cannot talk about this because you don't listen.
Ugh! Can't talk about this because I don't listen.
Yep.
Are you serious? My God, would you calm down?
Calm?
Babe.
Don't touch me.
What is your deal?
You're my deal.
Seriously, why are you acting like this?
Like what?
Like a child.
You can't break, shatter the day, and let the pieces fall and burn away. You're never gonna shake me. It's only gonna change me.